shocked by this news. Peter, we were on air when this news came in. I almost asked you to repeat it. Did you really say the U.S. just went in and arrested Maduro?
Yeah.
Clearly they did. He had not been responding to the escalating pressure campaign. He had not been crying uncle. I think at this stage, Nicolas Maduro, who has already been called a terrorist, already been charged with narco crimes, will end up facing an American court and probably being sentenced to a litany of crimes.
In his country, all the natural resources. He even recorded a message to you in English recently, offering mediation. What could we do in order to stop that?
He has offered everything. He's offered everything. You're right. You know why? Because he doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
So U.S. imperialism strikes again. In the waking hours, just past 2 a.m., it has been reported that not only did the United States literally had an all-out bombing campaign on Venezuelan territory, but yeah, they have captured, allegedly, or I rather say kidnapped, President Maduro and his wife. Man, we got to talk about this. Let's start this show, y'all.
If it's love, I want everything. Touch my soul, touch my heart, don't judge my mental. They told me that life is simple, been real since Papa Pimple. I started out in the Renault Sonata, the presidential. Speak once and listen twice. They told me that less is simple.
Let's go ahead and read what the White House press just released from Donald Trump. It says the United States of America has successfully carried out a large-scale strike against Venezuela and its leader, President Nicolas Maduro, who has been, along with his wife, captured and flown out of the country. This operation was done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. I'm sorry, that just made me laugh. I guess U.S. law enforcement has international jurisdiction, but details to follow. There will be a news conference today at 11 a.m. at Mar-a-Lago. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. More like emperor. I mean, Jesus. What y'all think about all of this? Seriously, you know, Maduro is a foreign leader. There has been many claims and disputes on his recent election where he was only leading allegedly 30% of the votes, yet he won the election in what many say was rigged and stolen. Nonetheless, why are we involved? Well, as a preface to invade a sovereign nation, we kept for months now, over a year actually, but for months now, we kept throwing out the phrase that Maduro is a narco-terrorist. You know, that funny word terrorist is always attached with certain nations, ironically, that are rich in resources, specifically oil people. I mean, imperialism at its best. We get to decide who's the bad guys, who's the good guys. Not saying Maduro is an angel, but it doesn't look good or sit well with someone like me when it is the pot calling the kettle black, that being the United States government. Not too long ago, the United States government did issue out a $50 million bounty on Maduro, and I wonder if his own people gave him up. I mean, it's not far-fetched to believe that. I mean, look like somebody dimed him out. Not only was he kidnapped, but also along with his wife. I mean, yo, this is insane. I know a lot's been going on, but I'm no rookie when it comes to paying attention to, you know, things going around the world, but still, talk about being surprised. Like, for real, y'all, we literally were caught off guard. And apparently we're at war with Venezuela. you know, in typical fashion, if you're against any operations the U.S. military government conducts, you are therefore a so-called communist. But I like the insight Tucker gave on this. So let's check out Mr. Carson on his take on Venezuela.
You're also describing, by the way, in a lot of ways, Nicolas Maduro of Venezuela, who we're all required to hate. And I'm not supporting him, of course. But this is like the most socially conservative country in Latin America that has banned abortion, banned gay marriage, banned gender transitions, banned usury, banned, loaning at crazy interest levels because it destroys people. I don't think he's done a good job running his country. Obviously, he hasn't. But to your point that, like, we should be open to talking to people who share our most basic values, how is he not on that list? Oh, shut up, you communist. But I'm not a communist. I'm not going to be bullied by your dumb labels.
For anyone that doesn't think this was an illegal invasion, this gentleman here, he's a Venezuelan soldier identified as second-class senior sergeant, speaking to a crowd, and he's letting them know his military base. I can't pronounce this, properly, but let me try. Fuerte Tijuana. I know I messed that up, so let's try one more time. Fuerte Tijuana in Caracas was attacked by U.S. troops in 11 helicopters, with many of his soldiers being killed this morning. So yes, we just murked a boatload of Venezuelan soldiers, and this is the most incognito war we have been a part of that I'm really caught off guard. Like, word? We beefing with Venezuela this hard? I thought it was about anti-drug boat operations. We blew up a couple of vessels out over there in the open sea. Now we're attacking the country, ground operations via helicopters. Insane. Yo, this is crazy. This reminds me when President Aristide, another legally elected foreign leader of Haiti, another country that is, was kidnapped and sent to Africa, literally. I mean, the things we do, it's the people that will have to pay for this. This is why, I get it. I'm a United States citizen. I'm loyal to my country, but I understand the things that our government does, they say it's in our name. So guess what? We have to pay for this. Now, despite my feelings on imperialism, especially that of U.S. imperialism, I got to keep it a buck, man. Venezuela has been on a decline. Their economy is literally at rock bottom.
It's what came as a result. Hunger.
Yo por lo menos yo tengo 5 muchachos. Y eso no me alcanza a mí para nada.
Every day, Jefferson Gallegos and his wife ask themselves how they will feed their family. Years ago, when he says things were good in Venezuela, Gallegos worked for a national TV network. Today, he takes any job he can get, from working as a construction worker to teaching gym classes and unloading trucks.
Cualquier cosa que me llame, yo le echo pichón.
When there's work, there's food. But when there isn't, mom and dad sacrifice the little they have.
You can see videos and images of money floating around that apparently is now worthless. My thing is, I'm only reporting on this because President Trump is the same man that has vowed to end U.S. involvement in other nations' affairs. Now, I do live in South Florida, so I'm not surprised by the large population of Venezuelans that do live here, immigrants, some in exile. They view this differently. They're in glee, absolute joy, and celebrating this to the core. Check this out.
She is joining us live from Doral. She is outside in Arepaso, which we know is the mecca of the Venezuelan community there. And Gabby,
It's pretty busy behind you, Gabby. It's 6 a.m. and people have been out there. Can you tell us about what you're seeing and how long you've been seeing people out there reacting to this news?
Guys, history is being made in real time. There are hundreds of of people here in El Arepaso, which, like you said, has been the mecca for Venezuelans speaking out against injustices in their country for decades. I'm here joined by Edgar. Edgar has been here since he was 11 years old, born and raised in Venezuela, out here since early this morning. Tell me, why did you want to be out here?
Well, okay, before I begin, I just want to talk to you, America, and I hope you have your coffee when I tell you this, but these are great news. All eyes on Venezuela. These are historical news. This is history in the making. I mean, my chest, it feels like it's going to explode with joy, because after...
Now, I'm not trying to really hear all that. I will stay neutral. For me, this has always been the optics. It doesn't do us a good service to the world at large when we're always appearing to be the world police. In this case, seemingly kidnapping a foreign head of state. I remember watching his troops, you know, his military leaders orchestrating a press conference where they said they're not giving in, y'all. They will fight to the last man. I'm sorry. I always laugh when I see this stuff. And it's not that I think it's funny, but a lot of bravado when a lot of these heads of state and their military officials, you know, do this show of force. And it always ends in the leader being assassinated, covert operations, or in this case, kidnapped. And it's like, I wouldn't be surprised one of these officials gave the president up, Maduro that is, for the $50 million bounty. I'm just saying, what y'all think about this? Is it safe to say, no matter either side of the aisle, Democrat or Republican, this is what democracy looks like coming out of the United States? We are the world police, and we do it proudly. We could give 2 Fs. And I can't co-sign that. I can't ride with that per se. I understand we enjoy the luxuries of living here, but let's not pretend that what you're witnessing, where we can invade a foreign nation and kidnap their head of state, and y'all tell me that's okay. Despite and regardless of how we feel about how they're leading and conducting their country, what their people are going through, I thought MAGA, y'all was about country first. That's all I'm saying. I thought it was about country first. But I definitely will update y'all more on this, especially after that 11 a.m. press conference. So I would love to know y'all thoughts on all of this, because it's insane, y'all. This is insane to me. Again, you are tuning into Reset with Meshack. I am Meshack, and I will check y'all out on the next one.